Alec Baldwin sat down for his first televised interview since the incident in October when he allegedly fired a fatal shot from what he believed was a safe cold gun at Ukrainian cinematographer Halyna Hutchins on the set of their Western movie. Since the tragedy in New Mexico, a string of celebs have spoken out about stricter safety measures when handling prop weapons, but it was George's outrage during a recent episode of Marc Maron's WTF podcast that left quite the impression on Alec. Speaking to ABC News' George Stephanopoulos, the 63-year-old said, "There were a lot of people who felt it necessary to contribute some comment to the situation, which really didn't help the situation at all. If your protocol is you checking the gun every time, well, good for you. Good for you." During his chat on the WTF podcast, the Ocean's 11 star stressed that Halyna's death was simply the result of a lot of stupid mistakes, as the actor detailed how such an incident could have easily been avoided with better care. "Every single time I'm handed a gun on a set, every time they hand me a gun, I look at it, I open it, I show it to the person I'm pointing it to, we show it to the crew," he continued. "Everyone does that. Everybody knows that." George added, "And why for the life of me this low-budget film, with producers who haven't produced anything, wouldn't have hired, for the armorer, someone with experience. Maybe they weren't even using that gun to do target practice, but they had live ammo with dummies in her pack. That is insane, it's insane and it's infuriating." Alec was overcome with emotion while speaking to ABC News about Halyna's passing, yet he insisted that he didn't pull the trigger of the gun that killed his crew member and simultaneously injured director Joel Souza. The father of four continued to add that he did not place the bullet inside the gun and therefore refuses to take the heat for Halyna's death. "Someone put a live bullet in a gun, a bullet that wasn't even supposed to be on the property," he added. "Someone is responsible for what happened, and I can't say who that is, but I know it's not me." When asked whether he felt guilt over the accident, Alec responded with a simple no. He asserted that he might have killed myself if he thought he was responsible for the events that occurred on the day of the shooting. But the 30 Rock actor refuses to be held accountable for the shooting because he didn't load the gun. There have been no charges filed by authorities investigating the incident just yet. Meanwhile, Hannah Gutierrez-Reed, who worked as an armorer on the set of the motion picture, has since hired attorneys Jason Bowles and Robert Gorence to look into the possibility that someone could have tried to sabotage the set. One of the theories mentioned was that a live bullet may have been purposely placed in a box of dummy rounds, meaning that whoever shot the gun, regardless of whether the prop was aimed at Halyna or another crew member, would have gotten injured from the deliberate stunt. The New Yorker went on to say that he couldn't give a st whether his career was to end over the shooting while firmly standing by his words that he doesn't feel any personal responsibility for what occurred during production. As for why the gun was pointed in Halyna's direction, to begin with, Alec explained to George how he had been rehearsing one of his scenes with Halyna, in which his character draws his weapon on two people. And it was at this moment during the practice session that the gun is said to have gone off, resulting in the death of the film's crew member, who leaves behind her husband Matthew Hutchins and their 9-year-old son Andros.